Good morning, scholars. Good morning, professors. Good morning, other members. This is the second set of webinar series, which is going to be start here from Office of Doctoral Studies. And through this particular webinar series, what we are trying to focus, we are trying to focus more on different aspects of learning. In first webinar series, we discuss a concept which is burning concept now in these days, that is how COVID has affected Indian economy. And Professor Vinod Vyaslu, he has given an extremely well coverage towards how it has been affected. And there was very good Q&A session was there by the student side. Professor Vyaslu has even told me that it seems that your students are thinking a lot over the subject. So it was a great compliment for all of our PhD scholars. Now today's session is going to be on machine learning using R language. Now it seems that it is mathematical, probably it's a computer based. Yes, it is. But Professor Ravi, he told me that he's going to make it, he's going to translate it in a very lucid way, which can translate to other domains where we are running our PhD. Before no, I'll start requesting Professor Ravi. I would like to give a brief overview about Professor Ravi. If Arun, if you are comfortable, I'll request you if you can give a brief introduction about Professor Ravi. Are you comfortable for that, Arun? Do you have
Sure.
detail? Arun, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I
Yeah,
can hear
Arun.
you.
So Arun, do you have a brief sketch bio of Professor Ravi?
Yes, I do have.
So why don't you introduce? I think in spite of me, because you are the person who is making arrangement here specifically for this talk. I'll request you, Arun. Why don't you start? No, give some introduction about Professor Ravi, and then I'll request Professor Ravi to start the session. Over to you, Arun.
Thank you very much, Professor Pandey. Today we'll take forward this discussion. We have Mr. Professor Ravi Krishan Pandey, who would give us insights on machine learning techniques using our language. He has more than 12 years of experience in the field of training, teaching, and educational management. He currently serves as director to Edu Group Private Limited. He is also author of an international book in the field of machine learning practice, and he is also expert to many prestigious universities such as Savitribai Phule Pune University, Indus International University, Changa University Vidyanagar, and Indian Institute of Hospital Management and Research Jaipur. He is also certified instructor in data sciences, big data, Hadoop technologies, data visualization, business analytics, and Google Analytics technologies. Thank you very much, Professor Ravikrishan Pandey, for being with us today.
Thank you, Arunji. Thank you, Arun, sir.
Thank you, Arun. Thank you very much for a brief introduction. I would like to thank Professor Ravi for accepting my session for my PhD student. Professor Ravi, I will not waste your time. I'll request you if you can start and cover all the aspects of machine learning, because we are quite eager. I know that this topic is very big topic. It is quite vast and it is very difficult to cover this entire topic within 1 hour. But I'll request you if you can start discussing and keep this point into mind. And meanwhile, if there are some questions which is being raised by the student, I'll ask you those questions here, or they can directly ask you the questions. Professor Ravi,
I love to.
I am not now between you and your students. Even I am going to learn.
Okay.
So
So, can I have the
thanks for
permission to share?
your acceptance. If you can share your screen, if you can start discussing it.
Yeah, I think, sir, you have to give me permission for sharing. Here, I'm not.
I will, Professor Ravi.
Yep.
I will do it.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you, Professor Pandey. I got the screen sharing authority. Thank you for that. So, today I'm just going to have you little bit introduce about the what is machine learning. I know it better more towards the technical portion, but I would like to make it as simple as I can for you people. Uh, okay, so basically, what is machine learning and how could we implement those things in the research area, research domains, which are being pursued in your university? So I'm just focusing on that. So let me have a start my presentation with all your permissions. Okay, so I'm just going to start it. Is my screen is visible? Can I know this thing? As my screen is visible to you all?
Let me check it out.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
So, very good morning to everyone, and it's my eminence pleasure to have a webinar with you people. And we are here to just know about the machine learning. What is machine learning and how it can be utilized in the research area? You people as know that today in the today's scenario, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, these are the coins word which are used repeatedly in the uh, articles wherever you're just going to read it out. So basically, what is machine learning? You people might know about that, but I'm just going to give you a brief according to the technical portion and the computer science aspect, and making try to it as simple as possible to understand a non-technical guy also. So okay, so what is the scope of my? I'm just what I'm going to discuss with you people. I'm just giving it in a scope slide. So in starting, I will have the introduction to machine learning to you people, and then after we will have the introduction to R. As I'm going to implement R machine learning in R here, that's why I have to even introduce you people with R language. There are other options also by mean of which we can do the learnings with machine like Python, Scala, Java. There are a lot of languages we have, and why we have chosen R, what is the benefit of R, we will even discuss those things. Then after I will show you that how could you able to code in R. So it's a little bit of hand-on session, so you can able to know that it is not a tough language in terms of the pure computer science languages like Python. For Python you or Java, for Python you must have to know about the object oriented concept. If you want to implement the coding or your research in Python, means of your topic in Python, you must have a prior knowledge required of the object-oriented programming and all. So it might be a cumbersome to you people, but with R, this is not the matter. You can just start R anytime and without any programming background even. So it's a benefit of R language. Then we will see implementation of any concept of machine learning, whether it is linear regression, regressions, classifications, associations. I think I might know that you people have heard these words. So we will not going to take all those examples, but we will focus, or I will just demonstrate a single example to you people, so you can understand the thing in a better manner. Okay, so as being the discussion, just a minute, excuse me. Yeah, so introduction about machine learning. When you heard the word machine learning, I think everybody have coined something that like machine get learn the thing and do the thing by its own. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Machine learning is nothing. It's basically the part of AI, artificial intelligence. So it's a sub domain of artificial intelligence in which the machine is primarily made in a such way that it can learn the things by its own, rather than being programming explicitly. Means you won't have to program the things according to your desired process. It will learn the thing automatically. So that is the beauty of machine learning. You might be have even using this thing in your daily life, but you are not noticing it. As like you people have heard about the automated car, where the driverless car, I think it's a very common news for these time right now. So that concept is basically the implementation of machine learning. How a car can know that obstacle is in front of him, in front of it, how where we have to press the brake, how much acceleration we have to give to the car system. So that all thing basically the example and the implementation of the machine learning. So you all people are observing machine learning by day to day life, but you are not even focusing on that. So machine learning basically have two kind of thing here will be more applicable if what for machine learning what you will need to if you what is the priorities of the knowing to machine learning is that statistics and computer science. So what is the mean of the statistics here? Why the statistics is required in machine learning? Basically for inferencing the from the sample, like what judgment we have to take, that is the all mathematical part, which is the statistical part, which we are going to deal with it. And for the computer science, role of computer science is basically to generate or to derive or to write the efficient algorithms, so then so that your machine can able to understand those things with the inferences of the statistical implementations. So the both field are very much important for computer science as well as statics for the machine learning. And I think you people have a gist of the stats while you're going through your PhD coursework. So that's that much evolution is sufficient for doing the machine learning here. Okay, so moving to the next slide, the type of machine learning. So basically, what we categorize, how many mean? Basically, we are categorizing the machine learning in three parts, basically. But majorly afterward, new terms even coined. I will discuss that thing in the next slide. So supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Let's have brief about those what they are. Okay, so what is supervised learning? First of all, we have to know. So supervised learning basically have the labeled data. Here the thing coined, the term coined labeled. So what is the labeled and what is unlabeled? I think for the non-tech people, it is a quite uh, difficult thing to know about this, but I'm just going to explain it to you that the natural form of data which is available, or I'm giving an example to you people, so that will be clarify that out very well. Like if you're just clicking a photo and posting it on some social media, so basically that kind of data which is generated naturally or by human is basically unlabeled data. Okay, you're getting this thing? So when you're capturing a picture of some article or of some place, so that is basically a unlabeled data. So if you want to process on such kind of data, you have to use the unsupervised learning uh, technique. But if you are going to tag those photos, likewise, I'm just going to tag it that this photo is of a dog, or the photo contains a dog, or photo contain my pet. So likewise, if I'm going to tag it, so the tagging is basically the labeling of the data. So when we have the data in the labeled form, so we are using the supervised learning there. And if we don't have the labeled data, if we have the unlabeled data, which is the in the raw or the natural form, we will definitely go with the unsupervised manner. Okay, even the number of classes, basically we have to know that how much uh, classes were there, so that you can label the thing accordingly. So in supervised learning, the number of classes will be known, whereas in unsupervised, the number of classes is not known. So the machine have to identify that how many number of classes are there in natural raw data. So that is basically the terms deal with the unsupervised learning. Okay, data is classified based on the training set in the supervised learning. What that means, basically what we do, we will provide the let's suppose we have to implement the supervised learning. So what will we do? We basically divide our data set into training and testing portion. I will take it later on, even show you this thing. So we will train the model or machine on the training set and test it on the test set. And then we will have a model. We will judge the efficiency and the productivity of the model accordingly. And then we will test the same model on the new data. So we can predict the thing. So that's why the supervised learning is used for the prediction, whereas the unsupervised learning, which basically focus on the property of the data set, is used for the analysis. The supervised learning is divided into regression and classifications. I think the both term are known to you because you might be have gone through in the coursework of your PhD, that regression and what is the classification. So regression and classification is basically the term of the from the supervised learning, whereas in unsupervised, clustering as and association came. here a question arises that what is the it's a prime question of every student, that what is the difference between classification and clustering? Because if you're just going to with the mean of this, it is almost so same, because classification and clustering somewhere it is resembling that the mean is same. Then what is the difference between this? This is a key I'm giving to you. Wherever we have the number of unknown, wherever we know the number of classes, if we do the analysis to that, we are doing the classification. But if we don't know that how many number of classes were there, so if you process that, it is clustering. So that is the main difference between the classification and clustering. So I think that doubt will be even solved with this slide. Okay, so what is the application even we have to see? So speech recognition, then image processing, predictions, forecasting. So this is the application of supervised learning. Whereas for the unsupervised, it is customer segmentation and CRM, anomaly detections. We will take it later on. You won't have to worry about that. I will explain the things in coming slides. Okay, so color quantification in the image compression, learning Moffats in biometrics, bioinformatics. So this is the supervised and unsupervised. Now another type of learning came, that is reinforcement. So we have to know about that. What does the word reinforcement mean? So basically reinforcing is to providing a support is called reinforcement. This term I have first encountered with this term by a brigadier to me, that he told me that reinforcement means that providing the backup to the frontline warriors is a reinforcement. So same here. In this, the data is not labeled and unlabeled. The input are states and action as being input given to the reinforcement learning. Here, no data set will be required. So on the basis of the rewards, basically, as like a child just get the things, how a child learns. So basically that comes into the reinforcement. As like if he's doing something wrong, you scold him, or if he's doing something good, you will appreciate him. So by the appreciation and the scolding, he able to know that whether I am going to the right thing or not. So that is, this type of learning is reinforcement learning. So it's mean supervised learning have some data already, or you can say in other manner, there must be a teacher kind of thing is available to you. That is the supervised learning. Unsupervised, there is no teacher, you have just data, no labeling is there, you have to take decisions by your own analysis. So that is unsupervised. The reinforcement means where we have providing some feedback or delayed rewards, on the basis of which a machine can able to judge that this state is good or bad. So this kind of learning is treated into the reinforcement learning. I think I'm just clearing it very in a very informative manner, not going in very technical aspect to that, because
No, it's good. It's good, Professor. Please continue.
Yeah, okay. So that reinforcement learning basically used for the decision making. So likewise, if you have to implement something, you will check whether this point of data is right, works with the model or not, or this set of data will be work. Once you able to know that which data set will be more work more efficiently, you will in future you will apply that thing only. So this type of decision making can be done with the reinforcement learning. The application is basically in the games and kind of rating system and all. The examples are given here as like movie rating system or partial observability, multiple agents, game playing. Now, these are the basic three terms, but right now in past few years, one more term coined up. That is in between. That is the term which is basically semi-supervised. So why semi-supervised came? What is the problem with that? It is not being classified either in the supervised or unsupervised. The reason is that because the data what we will have, sometime it have a few things labeled and majorly other things are non-labeled. So in that case, it is neither being fitted with the supervised and nor even with the unsupervised. So we have come with the another classification, that is semi-supervised. So in semi-supervised, the data will be the mixture a little bit labeled and largely it is unlabeled. So here, example will be more explanatory to you. So if I'm just going to take example of the Gmail spamming, I think you all people you're using the Gmail as well, other email account also. But you have put the things on the if you have a spam mail, you definitely tagging it and as an spam. But what is the thing here? You won't go to put all those screaming for this spam. The Google itself giving you that it might be the spam thing. So it's just passing on the mails to the spam folder. How could it happen? Because when you are tagging some spams, so that is a little bit data which is you're going to label. So it is the labeled data, but the most of data of that area is unlabeled, because no one is going to put it as spam. Even the Gmail is detecting as a spam. I think this is the semi supervised is clear to you, because here the example what I have taken in this, the spam data is being created by the users itself, but the large part of that is not basically tagged one. So whenever the data is of mix up of the labeled and unlabeled, we use the semi supervised learning. Okay, any doubt till this slide to anyone?
I think, Professor, it is clear because everybody is enjoying right now. Whenever somebody would like to ask question, definitely,
Okay.
I'll
So
yeah.
yeah,
Please
I'm moving
continue.
forward.
Yeah,
Yep, I'm moving forward.
please.
Okay. So now we have just been know the classifications of the machine learning, but what are the prominent machine learning algorithms right now, which are very much famous? I'm just going to have name it for you people, and you might have gone through the names. I definitely sure about that. Support vector machine, principal component analysis, Gaussian mixture model, anomaly detection, k-means clustering, artificial neural network, Navy bias, decision trees, logistic regressions, linear regressions. Regressions are so many kind of regressions are there. Lasso, elastic, net. So it's an very huge field. But these what I have shown you is the popular machine learning algorithms. Now a question came here which is very important. Like, sir, we have X kind of data or we have Y kind of data. So which algorithm we will prefer? That is a basic question of every student. So for that, I am just going to have the next slide, which will benefit you in the research. And that is how to choose a machine learning algorithm. So as you people, I think you people already know about the categorical and categorical and continuous data type. So wherever the data is of continuous type and you have unlabeled data, means two things we have to observe: whether the data is labeled or not, or data is categorical or continuous. If the data is continuous, along with that, it won't have the labeling. So we use the unsupervised learning because it is unlabeled. And for the continuous, we are going to the clustering, dimensional redundancy, singular vector dimendency, principal component analysis, and k-mean algorithms. So these are the bunch of the algorithms we have to use when the data is of continuous form and it is not labeled one. If the continuous data, if the labeled continuous data will have with you, then what you will prefer? You will prefer the regression, decision trees, random forest. So this is the another portion of the to handle the continuous labeled data. If the data is in the form of categorical values and non-labeled, then we will go with the association analysis, association mining, a priori, FP growth, hidden Markovs. These are the algorithms for the categorical unsupervised, categorical unlabeled data. And the final, the categorical labeled data, we will go with the classification techniques, that is KNN, trees, logistic regressions, Navy bias, support vector machine. So this is a very important slide which will guide you that which algorithm you have to go on the basis of analysis of your own data set. Okay, I'm moving. Yes. So now that the slide I'm just going to have to discuss with you, which is basically requested by Professor Pandey ji, that we have to use where we can use the machine learning in the field of studies. So I have taken this slide. and basically it's focused on the courses running in the OP Jindal University. Okay, so let me come with the first legal aspects. So where in the legal aspect machine learning can be utilized? I think the legal students who are doing PhD research in the law domain would be very much interested to this slide. So you can have a look to this. So I have a good quotation by even a good quotation for you people by Monica Bay, fellow Stanford Law School. So I'm quoting her quotation: as computational technology and artificial intelligence mature, more people will be able to have better access to justice. So you can able to understand how much machine learning is important to the law field, even because she believes, the fellow of the Stanford Law University Law School she's believing that if the artificial intelligence get matured, the technology, computation technology, machine learning will get matured, the people will have a better access to justice. Okay, so how could it be possible? I'm just going to take the 6 points in front of you, and you will able to understand it very easily. So I think it is even from the lingos and is from your domain only. I'm a computer guy. I don't even that much depth knowledge about the lingos here, but I'm going to demonstrate with you. So due diligence. Here in due diligence, the legislator performed due diligence with the help of AI tool to uncover the background informations. So, like if we are reviewing the contract or legal research or the electronic discovery, if we are doing these things, so by the help of the machine learning tool, even these tasks will be very much easier to the legislators to perform. So that is the beauty of the computer science and machine learning in the field of legal aspects. So basically, then coming to next to intellectual property. So ML tool even guide the lawyers to analyze the large IP portfolio. As you know, people that the participants, you basically know that if we are just going to have analyze the portfolios, the big portfolios or the huge portfolios, how much time it is needed to you. But with the help of machine learning tool, you won't have to do a thorough study over it. With the help of that tool, the portfolio from the insights of that, the insights can be drawn from that portfolio with the help of the machine learning tool. So it will save your time somewhere and your efforts also, and permanently it even give you a better prospect, because machine learning is just meant for helping the people only. Okay, so then in the legal analytics, lawyer can also use the data from the past cases, which deliberate the win and loss rates and judge history, how to present or how to what is the trend of the judge patterns and all. So that will definitely help you people to understand the mentality of the understand the mentality and the case, and how you have to present it to the particular bench. So this thing is very important. Like right now, I think uh, it is even in practice to the many countries right now. So legal analytics is very important domain where you can even work. These are the points where I'm covering that it is being utilized right now. So what the research prospect in the legal domain to us? So that definitely, if you're going to create somehow kind of machine learning algorithm which will learn about the past cases and even able to deliver the things in a better manner, so that can be reduce the lot of problems to normal public.
Professor Ravi,
Yes, sir.
with your permission, I would like to invite for a 1 minute, if Joel is there. Joel Chandaji is one of our PhD scholar, and he is civil judge there. He is also there in the discussion. It remind me your discussion, whatever tell that he was telling me one day that how come machine learning concept and analytics concept can be utilized in the area of judgment. So Joelji, if you would like to add few point here, that how come this machine learning aspects can be utilized there in legal aspects of business?
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, Joelji, you are.
Yeah, actually, I'm for doing this coding, I'm learning both Python and R. So, but mainly I use Python for this machine learning algorithms. because in R, what happens where the data is stored in the system memory, and if we code any loop that will run continuously for a longer period, some system constraint, I face some system constraints. So actually, I wanted to ask that whether that can be overcome if we code in R. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Sir, as even I have tried both things with R and Python. Even what I found that the somewhere the efficiency is with Python is more, but for the research perspective, if we are going, then R is better because it has a platform which is giving you a little bit low coding level in comparison to Python. But the implementation aspect is even dependent upon the efficiency of your algorithm, whether you have created the algorithm with the less complexity or not. So uh, Python and R both are good. Meanwhile, for few domains, it might be a variation in Python, and somewhere for few domains or few with few algorithms, the Python is the R is better, and for the few things, the Python is better. So you have to see that which kind of thing you are utilizing, whether you are working with the parallel processing domains or not. If you are, I suggest you if you are using parallel processing algorithms, then you go with the Python. Elsewhere, the R is better. So you have to check whether your data set or your code, how it will going to work. You have to judge first it. Then you can able to decide that Python is better for you or R is better for you.
Professor,
okay,
thank
sir,
you.
may I ask one more question?
Yeah,
Please,
yeah,
please.
please, sir.
Yeah, actually, what I am doing, I am taking the judgments that are available on in server, our judiciary server, and I am trying to analyze them through machine learning algorithms. So
Yeah.
my question is, do you have any specific algorithm or program or coding that you can suggest? By using that, I can download all the PDFs at a time, because it takes more time if we manually download all these PDF judgments.
Okay. Yes, sir, you can do that thing. It is just out of the scope of this presentation, but even I'm just telling you, you can do that thing even. What you have to do, either you have to do a kind of web mining. You have to create a means for your own data set, that server data server. If you're able to apply some mining tool, then you can able to extract all those data, all those paper related to you in at once only. So you have
Okay,
to somewhere you have
third
to see
party
the mining
data
with the
security tools,
Python.
right?
Yeah, mining with Python you have to see, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ravi. I'll request at post a session if you can provide few more guideline. I'll connect you and Joelji if you can help
Definitely,
Joelji, because his interest is very nice interest, because he is connecting analytics along with the legal domain. And
definitely.
yeah,
It
it's a
is
novel, yeah, it's a novel idea where he's trying to connect all the judgments all together, and then he would like to develop a system that learned from the past judgments and create a system, create a feature base which can provide judgmental basis for not delayed, immediate response, and that is immediately required in Indian scenario. So I'll
definitely.
request you if you can further help Joel ji in shaping this idea beyond.
Yeah,
It might
definitely,
be
sir.
beyond.
Definitely.
It might be
I will.
beyond. Yeah, because we are having limited time here right now. But I'll request you that further, if you can help him in shaping his problem in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely. I love to work with Joel G. And even I'm appreciating, sir, to just being choosing this machine learning with the law, because it's a very huge, prominent, even it is the requirement of the today's scenario. So
Yeah,
I'm appreciating Joel, sir, to you. Okay, let me continue with my
please.
presentation.
Yeah.
Yep. So even the prediction technology can be used in the law domain. So likewise, if what the forecasting can, what the forecasting litigation come out will be there. So we can even judge the thing according to the past data research. So that is the prediction technology, which can even being the application of the machine learning in the law field. The documentation, the document automation is another use of the machine learning in the field of law. And the electronic billing, the last one, that basically the billing hours, according to billing hour, it will be going to compute the bills automatically. So these are the aspect, and these are the applications which are being utilized in the legal field right now. So I think I have covered it, and moving to the next domain, and that is your behavioral and managerial aspect. So even I have a quote here from Rachel, research scientist in child welfare. So she have a view that behavioral sciences with machine learning gives you more social impact. So with her words, I'm just carry forwarding my presentation. So that the machine learning here will able to help the human being to make the improved decisions. So I'm taking few examples like the recommendation system are there. I think you must have heard about the recommendation system. Whenever you have open your browser and searching for something, your interest ads of your interest can will be pop up in front of you. How it able to basically happen. So that is the analysis of your cache memory. Whenever you are just opening some web page, a cache is maintained back in background to your browser. So that cache being analyzed with the machine learning tools, and according to that, the ads which are you getting will be of your own interest. So that will improve your even that improve the managerial aspect, as you have to sell something, and you have to approach the person who are interested for the same thing. So this machine learning will help you there to reduce the flaws of attempting the customers. So the hit will be more if you just being utilizing your machine learning concept with behavioral sciences and managerial aspect. The customer hit will be more if you're using the machine learning studies of the cache to the browsers. So that is a recommendation system. Even I think you know the likes of the Facebook, or likes even works as being the helping you in decision making. Whether, let's suppose, if a campaign is going on, and if it will get a more likes, it mean that the person or the human being have the behavioral uh, trend or bend towards that particular thing. So even you can utilize those aspect in your business for the business perspective. Hashtag retweets. So these all things which are basically inputs to your machine learning system to improve the decision making of a human being. Even the doctor are often using the ML right now to take the whether we have to go with the risky procedures to a particular patient health or not, by analyzing his or her past data. So that is even the use of the decision making system using machine learning, which is being implemented in the managerial part. uh, uh, or let even that government decisions with the like panchayati raj and public dealing, all those things will somewhere get helped with your machine learning tools. For data, after data analysis, you can able to make a prominent decision. You can able your uh, faithfulness on the decision will be more if you're using this machine learning tool here. So even the second point is optimal policy assignment. So basically that is basically I have taken this example from uh, a federal student aid website, where I get to know that machine learning is playing a very big role in in distributing the scholarships to the right students. So that is means basically they are analyzing the text and the social media content of the applicants who had applied for the particular aid for the studies and all. So basically what they are doing, they are analyzing their social and messages and all those things. They are analyzing, and according to that they are able to know that who is the best candidate to give this kind of aid that he can pursue his studies and all. So this is this ML is using the fetching the behavioral aspects, even the managerial aspect here. The last topic from the behavioral and managerial aspect is marketing modeling with BMAT and hook models. So these both models are very much familiar to, I think, behavioral fellows who are doing research in that. So hello. Is there any question?
Yeah. Please repeat once while.
Okay,
Specifically
so
for behavior.
okay, so basically, what I'm giving to brief in the third point, that how could we use the behavioral sciences work with the managerial aspect? So basically, the marketing right now is moreover focusing on the behavioral things. So likewise, if you are going to market, made the market modeling with the BMAT and hook models, you can excel in your business perspective also. So here, what is the B mat and B equals to mat and hook model? That is work on the motivation, ability, and triggering. And hook is basically the uh, uh, you can say a repetitive model which is using the trigger action reward investment again triggering action reward investment. So these models are being used as designing the market model, the modeling of the market, that how could you people or a business prospect have to move on further in the business model. So basically the examples to that is ad revenue. You have seen the ads according to your interest only. The Google Pay has implemented, I think everybody have known this thing, that in the initial phase when Google Pay is launched, it giving you some amount of reward for inviting your buddies and all. So as as the year have gone, they have the number of invitations will be getting less. So they have what they have done, they have increased the amount of that invitation. Okay, even they are observing that a person who are getting the reward back reward, they are very much interested. Sorry, my okay. So they are very much interested to use that app. So that's why the uh, financial in term of financial term they are using. If you are using Google payment, you will get some reward back or some points or some money back to you. So these are the models and analysis of the models which promote the ideas to do so for modeling of their own growth. Okay, so pattern studies are also there. So what you can do, you can study the patterns, and according to that, with the help of machine learning, you can study the patterns, and according to that, you can able to model your decisions which will favor your company and all. Market feeds, customer segmentation, anomaly detection, and forecasting. So customer segmentation is even the part of the machine learning only, when where you have to focus on your prominent customers only. There are a lot of there are a vast data you have, but you have to choose a particular customer whose percentage of getting success or will be more. So we can even do this customer segmentation portion with the machine learning. I have an example even with the code. I have the customer segmentation example with me. So we will see this thing in next slides. Okay, anomaly detection means basically we have to cut out those outliers kind of thing. So we will do this that thing with anomaly detection. That is also a machine learning. Forecasting is also a machine learning. So this is the way where you can use the machine learning for the behavioral and managerial aspect. So moving to next domain, that is social and educational, in between the policy and the affairs aspect. So I'm just quoting a quote of David Gostin, who is a director academia for China European International Business School. That his quote is, AI has to be wisely used as a catalyst for global solidarity and not a tyrannical matrix for new political and geopolitical divisions. Okay, so with this domain, I'm just taking few cases where have been the ML is used in the current scenario. So the implementation of I'm taking the first example of the Switzerland government. They have implemented ML machine learning to improve the refugee integration through the data-driven algorithm assignments. So that is a beauty that is a example where the machine learning is being utilized with the government. Even we have one more example, like that example is from the Harvard Business School working papers, basically which are being uh, in daily use and all, which is being implemented already. So it's an working paper. So using text analysis to target government inspections. So the policy making, the doing inspections, or taking the decisions, improving your integrations, all those things will somewhere being tied with machine learning right now. Even the third example I have taken of crowdsourcing city government, using tournaments to improve inspection accuracy. That is from the American Economic Review, May 16. And neither being with the examples of the other countries, even we have the example of our India also, where the policy and affair aspects had used the machine learning terms. So that is the tax evasion detection mechanism using analytics on traditional data and social media informing information applied by the government of India. So that is somewhere started in 2016, in the end of December, in December 2016. They have started a mechanism using the machine learning to remove the tax evaluation detections and all. So these are the current field where the policy making and affairs had affected by the machine learning. Now we have when I was going through this all aspects of the policy and affairs, I got a something in my mind. So I just note down it there, like where we can do the research in the field of policy and affairs. So I have written, if we will try to develop a framework which basically works on the opinion clustering. Opinion clustering, what I mean of the opinion clustering here, that in the open data source, we have all opinions about the policies and all. So can we able to build a kind of model which will do clustering over to the available open data on making of some policy, or checking the impact of some policy. So that can be a research topic which we can be pursue in future. So I have this term coined in my mind. That's why I have written it here. Now I would like to share a report of Chatham House that it basically identifies the role of machine learning in the policy making and the international national affairs in the three ways, and that is an analytical role, predictive role, and operational role. Okay, so the first analytical role, the paper demonstrate that the ML automate the large part of foreign policy making, and ML will augment our abilities rather than transforming the whole ecosystem. In the process, in the predictive manner, we will say that the ML have a very um, have an effect on the longer term and let policymaker understand the impact of the policies. So that can be utilized as, like I have put on the framework, that impact checking can be done. So the same thing is basically do with the the predictive use of the ML in the policy making and the affairs. Okay, the last thing is the operational use of machine learning in policy and the international affairs. Are it is very ML and AI are very far off, and they relate to fully autonomous system and weaponry. So these three things we can able to see, or we can able to identify the role of machine learning in the policy and affairs in three aspects: analytics role, predictive role, and operational role. So I think is it some
Yes,
valuable points covered
yes,
for the
Professor.
policy and affairs?
Yes, Professor. Now please continue, because we have limited time also. So
Okay,
please
okay.
continue on the session also.
Okay. Then the last one is social and educational aspect I'm covering.
Mhm.
So ML will be a foundation tool to create the social good and as well as the business success. That is the words of the CEO of Oracle. Oracle is a very sound company, you know all. So basically, where in the social aspects the ML supports us, that is for the customized and personalized learning, for the analytics of content, for the improvement grading system, simplification of tedious tasks can be done with the ML. Student progress evolution, even for the medical domain. If you go in medical domain right now, the cancer detection, the blood sampling, and all those things will be doing with the help of machine learning right now. It's a very vast domain of medical domain. I have written a single word here, but it is a very vast domain where the machine learning is using right now. The safety domain where the audio and video and image processing is going on. All those things will be together in term of machine learning is basically for upliftment of society. Okay, so this is the I have covered the portion of the aspects where of your business schools in terms of your machine learning. Now I'm coming to the introduction to R. So R language is basically developed by Ross Ilhaka and Robert Gentleman in 1983, and it's basically an extensive catalog of the statistical and graphical methods. R is basically used for statistical interfaces, inferences, data analytics, and the machine learning algorithms. So we have even gone through all those applications in the previous slides, and I'm skipping these things because it is we have to focus that which companies are basically using this technology right now. So big names are Uber, Google, Airbnb, and Facebook, which are using this R technology. So why should we have to choose R? What is the base? Why should we have to prefer R? So basically, it is first thing. It is open source to us. It is available for all your platforms, whether it is your the Windows, Linux, Mac, and for every platform, R is available. A group of quality people are working to excel the domain that is Khan network. So you will in initial stage when in 1983 the deep learning packages are not there in the R, but right now with the help of this group, which is basically exclusively working for the R capabilities, right now we have the packages available for the deep learning and all. So it is even continuously improvements are there in the R. So that is the reason why we have to go with the R. Even if we see that if you're using Excel kind of thing for the data analytics, then if you're if you're designing a pivot table for a single data set, uh, another time next time if you're going to change the data set, you have to design the pivot another time. But with the coding aspect, you won't have to do this thing. Means you have to do once, you have to draft the modeling, you have to do once, and by changing the data set, the result will be immediately with you. Okay, so even the best part of the R is that it can able to communicate with number of languages, database, and tools like Python, Java, C Sharp. For the databases, Google BigQuery, MySQL, MongoDB, PostgreSQL. For the tools, the MATLAB, TensorFlow, Excel. So this is the beauty that it will able to communicate with many aspects and language tools. That's the R is very important right now in the scenario. R is used by industry. So basically, after the academia, the healthcare and the government sector, the healthcare is second, and government sector and counseling and consultancy will be the third to use the R. So that is the beauty that right now the academician and healthcare are people working with the R. Okay, so where we can get the R? So if you want to download the R language, you can go with the first link www.rproject.org. But I prefer that from here you can get only the language part only. But if you want to work with the studio, where the R is already embedded in that, so you have to go with the R studio. The markdowns are there, and the one major thing, the swirl, I think Professor Pandey have even demonstrated you that thing. So by the swirl, you can you're able to learn the R by your own self. It's providing you a virtual teacher. So by that virtual teacher, you can, if you have interest in R, you can pursue it. Okay, so focusing on the data types of R, it's a little bit technical, so I'm just moving it very fast. A scalar kind of data, just in which numeric, integer, complex, character, and logical came. Vector here, if you people heard about the array, so somewhat array is resemblance in of vector in R. Okay, array, matrices, data frames, and list. So what they are, let's have see with an example. So integers, which are basically a whole number kind of thing. So examples are there. Numeric, you know very well. Okay, then after text, logical, factor, categorical one. In categorical, there are two subpart, ordinal and nominal. We will even going to see that thing. Okay, missing values and empty. The vector here is basically 1D collection. Like in other programming stackana, it is known as the array. the matrix is the same 2D collection, and the data frame is somewhat is same 2D collection, but it is column wise. Okay, so we will even see if we will have time in the examples. Okay, moving to the next. The variables are categorized in two things, that is numeric and categorical. I was just saying this thing in the previous back to 2 slides about that. So a variable in R can be classified in 2 categories, that is the numeric and categorical one. So numeric have again 2-dimensional divisions, and that is continuous and discrete, and categorical have ordinal and nominal. So what is this brief introduction I'm giving to you with example. So continuous in terms of the numeric continuous data, the data kind of the height, weight, which can be 2 or 2.5 or 3 even. So in between values are possible. So it is known as the continuous data type, and it is comes to the numeric only. Discrete one, where you can't able to put the things in the pointers. So like number of students or number of participants in this webinar, it can't be 2.5. It either 2 or 3. So that is the discrete numeric values. And coming to the categorical basically have 2 things, ordinal and nominal, where ordinal must have an order kind of thing. Likewise movie rating, so you will just rate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star accordingly. So where the order matters, 5 star having the more likings in comparison to 1 star. So here the categorical value have some order, that's why it came under the ordinal one. The nominal, where the order doesn't matter. So likewise gender male female, it's won't matter that which will be the on the higher priority, because it won't have any order here. Okay, so the numeric one even named as the qualitative, quantitative, and the categorical is known as the qualitative, and in R categorical data type is known as the factor. Okay, one thing I would like to just put here, that histogram and bar chart. So we people are we people are several times we are being confused that whether to draw a histogram or a bar chart. So for the numeric and quantitative thing, you must have to go with the histogram, whereas for the categorical you have to prefer the bar chart. Okay, so I'm just if Dr. Pandey, if we have time, I want to show the R studio and a little bit.
I'll request Professor if you can tell something about, although we are now crossing the time, but I think it's still they are interested. So please cover it if you can cover it in spite of going in coding. If you can tell it that how they can do it at a glance, and then later on, if you can share these things, then definitely they'll get benefit from this.
Okay, definitely. So I'm showing you. That is that is the R studio screen. I think many people even have know this thing. So that screen is divided into 4 parts. So this is the first part where my cursor is. I think is it visible to all or not?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this portion is basically the portion where we can open the file, we can see the data files and all. This is the terminal portion, and the console portion where the code will be run and the output will be generated. This is the global environment where whenever you're just running this code kind of thing, the variable will executed and get placed in the memory. So that will be shown here in the global environment. This the fourth section is basically seeing the files, plot, packages, and help. So if you want to just check out about a function, so you can put the cursor.
Professor Ravi, yeah? We can't see your R software screen.
Okay, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, we can see only your PPT.
Just a minute. Yeah. I'm just showing it again. Let me. Okay, I think now it is visible to all. Is it?
Yes, now.
Okay, so we had divided this into 4 sections, as I told you. The first section where my cursor is moving on, it is for opening of a file where we can see the code, and even if you are opening a data set, you can see the data set. Likewise, I'm just showing to you for your example that this is my data. I had made a frame here. So I'm just going to open that frame. Let me just click it. So you can able to see this thing here. So this is my frame, what I have created. So this portion, this first portion of RStudio is basically for uh, opening a file, seeing a data, and for these kind of things. The second one where cursor goes, it's a console where after running the things will be getting shown to you that how much codes had been executed, and the terminal give you the output and error kind of thing. So this is the second portion of the second screen of the RStudio. The third one, it is global environment, where whenever I want to show you, let me show you. I'm just clearing all those variables right now. So it is initially it is empty. If I'm going to create a variable, likewise, I'm how I have to run this command. I have to go at the end and put control enter over that. So you can see in the console the X assigned a value 1. So that command had been executed, and after the execution you will get a variable in the where when it get placed in the memory, you will able to see the value on the global environment. Now the last section where you can have the where you can see the plots, files, packages to install. A help section is even here. So if you want to just check out means when you are learning with your own to R, you can get the help from this help section. Likewise, if you want to check that what is this function, class function, so what you have to do, you just have to type here class and have to enter. So class and enter. So you will get the all details about the class, that for what it is utilizing and what from which object it is coming from. So this is the beauty of the R, that you can study it very easily. Even I suggest you people to just go with the Swirl, because it's an virtual kind of teacher which tell you a lot of things, whatever you want to learn. Even if for a some particular package, if you want to get trained yourself, you can download the files of Swirl through GitHub. So if you don't have the deep learning package as being in the virtual teacher, you can download it from the GitHub. Okay, so not going to more focusing on this portion. I'm just showing you that all kind of things will be. Let me show you something else that will be helpful to you, because if I'm going to demonstrate this code, it will be very much cumbersome to you. Let's suppose I'm just going to show you something else that you have to even I think you people have gone through the t-test, kite test kind of thing. So here in the R, you can do that thing in a single click only. So that is the beauty, and that is the power of R. So I would like to show you something here. Then I'm going to end my session, even because it's going a lot of time. So I'm just going to choose a data file here. How could I choose this thing? This is lung cap data. So I'm going to choose the data. Okay, so I'm just putting a data set here. Okay, my data set is open. Now you can see, now you can able to see earlier it was not there. The variable lung cap was not there. But when I had attached, when I had opened the file, it's just being created here. Now I have to attach the data. Before processing of any data, you have to attach the data. Attach command is basically get privilege to you to use the variables by their column names. That's why we have to use the attach command. If you want to see the dimension and all, I'm leaving it. I'm just coming on the some implementation part to you so that you can able to understand. Let's suppose what I have to do. I have to check summary of lung cap data. Okay, so what this is the command summary, line number 82. I'm just going to put it summary here. So you can just see with a single click, you can able to find min, first quadrant, median, mean, third quadrant, and max. So that is the beauty. With a single click, you can able to find this thing. Whereas if you are just going to implement it in some other or with the with your own calculations, all you will need a lot of time. But with the help of R, you can able to just pursue it in a single click. In the same way, if you want to apply the t-test, the command is t.test, and we are applying the lung cap data over to that, and mu will taking the 8 here alternative less, and confidence level will be 0.95. So even if you want to run, if you want to pursue this thing with by your own hand, it at least take 15 to 20 minutes for you. But with the help of the R, you can do this thing in a single click even. So that is the beauty. That is the beauty of the R. You can see with a single click, I have all the inferences of the t-test here. So okay, I'm just finishing the R session because it will take a lot of time. But I think that, Dr. Pandey, this will be very easy to work for the researcher. What your aspect?
Professor, I think it's a really interesting, and I would like to invite you again specifically for one day for our session. So that required, I think, a detailed coverage, because R is an open source software, and how come we can use R in order to shape our problem, in order to answer the questions, that I think that require a detailed discussion. I would love to invite you someday specifically for covering that part only, because I think when you'll cover R in detail, that will give a more clarity to my PhD students and across all of them.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah, so that I'll keep in my mind, and definitely I'll request you again to spare some time when you can devote more than 2 hours or a day, where you can run a workshop, online workshop for R.
Definitely, sir. I love to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, I have just concluded my R section in a very fast manner. So it might be even not able to understand, might be possible, but I had tried as much as I can summarize it in a little bit time. So let's have a look to the traditional programming and the machine learning. What is the difference? So you can able to see here that with the traditional programming, what we have data and program, and we do all the computations and have the output. But what is the difference between the traditional programming and machine learning? So here you will have the data, and you even give the desired output, and according to that a training will be done, which basically this training is basically it will create a model with the use of machine learning, and on that model, if you're going to apply the new data set, you will get the output accordingly. So this is the beauty of the machine learning and the change from the traditional programming. So I'm just moving even further on. This is the regression part. If the time will be there, so we can have the R code again. What do you say, Professor?
Why don't you run it for a few minutes, R code? Then we'll open the session where they can ask a question. One of our professor, meanwhile, Professor Ravi, one of our professor, Dr. Srinivas Jangrila, is asking question: can we apply R in cryptography?
Definitely, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Definitely, sir. We can do. For that, we have to just go with the MD5 kind of algorithms, which we have to design in R. Even I think that will be even available to us if you're just going to search the Karn network. You will have the idea. You have the idea algorithm, the MD5 algorithm, those rail and trail algorithms. So these all can be able to find in the Karn network. The thing will be already coded, so you can utilize the cryptography in R.
Oh, that's good. So he's further asking that do you have any specific library function there? So you told about the library function.
So I told you about the algorithms which you can utilize there, but you have to search for the libraries. Likewise, you have to search accordingly that where MD5 will be in which library the MD5 will be specified, or in which library the idea is specified. So if you go through that, you will definitely get the library name, and if I will search it for you, and then we'll reply to Dr. Pandey about the cryptography library.
Sure. And definitely, my other PhD scholars, they are telling that it is required to have at least one online workshop specifically in R with some machine language code running. So that so I'll request you even there that someday I'll invite one more professor. They can talk about the basics R, and we'll request you to focus on machine learning codes, how we can run machine learning codes in R. So I'll request you for that.
Okay, definitely so.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you the. I'm not going to run it for right now, but I just want to show you that how could you implement the
Uh,
linear
Professor Ravi,
regression.
Professor Ravi would like to interrupt you again.
Yeah,
One of our Professor Maria Jinska Pandey, she is asking question that
yep.
for anything in R, whether we need a specific library file, specific library, or we can create our own library.
Ma'am, that is depend on you. Basically, if you are just going to generate your own code, it is even possible. But in my prospect or in my capability of thinking, if you have already the things will be there. So to utilizing that or to modifying that in your prospect is better. So you wherever you going to work, means whatever you are thinking to work, you have to find a library for that, and that library can be customized according to yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Professor Maria, I think you can hear me.
Yeah,
What exactly Professor Ravi is telling that yes, there are specific library functions are available. You can download it, but again, it required that whether you require something different which is not being fulfilled by that library function, then there is a liberty you can modify that library function because R is an open source code, so you can come up with your version if it is
yeah,
required to create your own library. If the things has been done already, if the same library is available and you can utilize it, then there is no meaning of reinventing the wheel again and again.
because it's basically the means time is precious. No words again. Time is
Okay.
precious. If the things are already available, you have to utilize it. But if it
Okay.
is not of your taste, you have to customize it.
Yeah. Yes, Professor, please continue.
Okay, so I'm not going to just run this code and all, because if I will get a privilege to work with another workshop, so we will get detailed of that. But I'm just showing that how what functions are there to pursue
Professor
the
Ravi,
linear. Yeah,
Professor Ravi,
please.
sorry to interrupt you. If you
Mhm.
can just for a few seconds demonstrate that how come they can install a
Okay,
package from the tools, please install that Swirl
Swirl.
and
Okay.
run for I think one or two code. It'll ask that what is your name, and then
Ah, yeah.
yeah, if you
Starting.
can, yeah, if you
Yeah.
can show it, then definitely it's going to be get
Okay.
very
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
for my PhD scholars.
Okay. Thank you for suggestion, sir. Your suggestion is very valuable, because if a person get to know that from where he can able to learn, and if he have the eagerness, he will do it by itself. So for Swirl, what you have to do, you have to go on the package first, as it is installed for me already. But even I'm reinstalling it for you people. So what you have to do, you have to go to the package and have to put press the install button here. Then you have to write here Swirl. Okay. And after Swirl, you have to click the install dependencies. And then if it is already clicked, then no, you have to not worried. But if it is not, you have to click the install dependencies and then have the install button. And you have to just remember always that the system should be connected to internet while you're installing something, because it is basically downloading the package from the car network. So if the network connection will be not there, it can't able to download the thing. You have seen that in the console it is written that downloaded 160 kb. So basically it's the back process where the installation is going on. After the preparing the lazy loading, the system is going to be able to run with the library Swirl. So how could we have to process that? Right now the installation is completed. Installation is completed to me. How we approach Swirl? For that we have a command library that basically invokes the Swirl package to you. So you have to go to the console and have to write the library. Okay. Uh, in the library function, you have to write Swirl. Okay, and then you have to put enter. So what is going on? You can see now Swirl had started by its own, and for being preparing it to be ready, you have to write a command Swirl. and then function. Okay, and you have to put enter. Now it is asking me, you can able to see the screen, what shall I call you? So basically it's an virtual teacher kind of thing which is going to interact with me for learning of our concepts. So I'm just going to give my name, that please call me with my name Ravi. So it's thanking me. Thanks, Ravi. Let's cover a couple of quick housekeeping item before we begin our first lesson. So for continuation, we have to press the enter. Now the things will come up in the menu form, and you have to choose the menu options and have to go with the things. So likewise, I'm going with the third option. Let's get going. Okay. So she had given me a thing that for the skipping you have to uh, use the skip command. For play you have to play. For existing means existing, you have to do the buy command. So these are commands which you have to remember while the process. Now what I have to learn, whether I have to learn the R programming basics, or I have to learn, if I have to learn the R programming basic, I have to type 1 here. If I have to go with the regression model, I have to put 2 here. Statistical inference 3, exploratory data analysis 4. Okay, even if you want to install anything here, likewise Swirl is right now not have the teaching capability of the deep learning here right now. So what you even able to do, that you search the Swirl support package from the GitHub for the deep learning, and you install that with Swirl. So Swirl will be able to teach you deep learning also. In the same way, whatever the research domain you have, for that, if the package will be available in the GitHub, you can download and Swirl can teach you that. So that is the beauty of Swirl.
Yeah, for example, if you write one professor and enter, it will start teaching us. So look at here, it started.
Yeah, R programming basics.
So what exactly it is asking, that what exactly you would like to read it out. You would like to read the basic building blocks of R, a workshop and file, or sequences of a number, or what is a vector, what is a missing value, anything. Let's for example, we click on 5. Type 5, professor, please type 5 and press enter. Now it started talking about that, what is the missing value, what is the role of missing value, and then when 3 dots appear, it means press the enter. So press the enter, it will also write again, then press the enter.
It is simultaneously loading the things. That you can see that 5%, 10% have gone.
Yeah, now it is telling you a question. So a question, it is that any I can't read, any operation involving NA generally yield NA as a result. To illustrate, let's create a vector C44, NA, 5, NA, and assign it into variate X. It means we have to create a vector and assign it into X. Professor, if you can do it for a second.
I'm doing the same thing.
It is quite interactive, and we have to assign. Assign means we have to store this value into X. So X contain this. So X is actually you assign, and press enter. And
here one thing that either we can utilize this arrow and dash symbol, or even you can use equals to here. Both are the assignment operators.
Enter. Look at here. Now let's multiply X into X by 3. Now it is telling you. So now you have already stored. So now X into 3. X into 3 and press enter. And it has given. You got the right. And similarly, it will teach you. Okay. Srinivas, Professor Srinivas, I think probably you have not installed Swirl. So go in tools. Go in tools and install Swirl package, and then it will run. Otherwise, it will not show. Thank you. Yeah, Professor Srinivas.
Sir, at the package section there, I am searching Swirl. So do I need to install it prior?
Yes. You have to install it. In the package, you have to install first. You have to install Swirl.
Okay.
Yeah. And once you install, then it will start working.
No, I am saying when I type in the search column Swirl, it is not showing anything. So
whether your S is capital?
No, all small.
Yeah,
No,
it
sir,
should.
Dr. Pandey, Dr. Pandey.
Yeah,
Actually, sir is I think sir is searching there on the search bar. If it
mm,
is not already installed, it will not show you. Sir, you have
yeah.
to go on. You have to click on the install button first.
Okay. Okay.
First, you
Okay.
have to install.
This
So either you can install from here, or you can go in the tools
yeah,
on
in
the
the tools.
topmost. Yeah, in the tools and click and write down and then install Swirl. Also, its dependencies, and
Okay.
So
then call the function library of Swirl and then start Swirl.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
with the search, we can only able to see those packages which are already installed to our system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I now, in spite of going in detail, I think I'll open it for question Q&A session. If there are some specific question related to the presentation, related to the Medhauri, yes, beta, please, you can ask.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi Pandey, for such an amazing presentation. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can. We are.
Okay, so I'm from the law school. I'm an assistant lecturer at the law school, and before joining the law school, I was dealing with a lot of legal AI, specifically e-brevia. So
Right.
my question is regarding that in terms of how much the market is ready for these kind of customized and tailored, tools for different, say, medium or small scale enterprises. I understand like bigger enterprises like Amazon and organizations with deep pockets can definitely implement and use AI and ML, but is the market ready when it comes to small and medium scale enterprises for these kind of tools? So that is my first question. And the second question is, so when we were using eBrevia, we had to constantly review what say they were supposed to highlight certain clauses in a contract. The tool was supposed to do that, so we would constantly review and see how accurate it was. And a lot of times, we used to come across misses wherein only human intervention could check that. Say it's an assignment clause, but it does not use the word assignment, so it was not captured by the tool. So we had to review and do all of that. I'm sure you're aware of the whole process. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to ask, there is a lot of debate on how AI will substitute humans, and there will be job losses and everything. So, are we still there? Like in terms of the real world idea, are we there? So that is my question. I hope you understood what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, ma'am, very nice
But
question you have asked.
and I loved your presentations. The visuals were amazing, sir. And we would love to have another session where you
Thank
explain
you.
the details of our language. That'll be very nice. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So you had a great question here. Basically, it's the basic as we see it's a time of crawling to a crawling stage of a child. So AI is in the crawling stage right now. It is not yet matured and not yet young right now. So basically, as the time will go, the research and the time will passed on, the AI will have more capabilities. And as like your first question's answer, that whether it is being used by the Amazon and big companies, but because basically the small companies can't afford right now the AI, because it is a little bit cost. It is not that much cost effective right now, but it's an initial phase. So when means after the research and development, I surely know that the costing and all aspect will be go down, and that will be definitely preferred by the small companies also. Number one. Number two, I think first question's answers satisfied or not, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
So right now it is not in that stage, but in future, ma'am, it's my perspective that AI will be even used by the small companies, and as it being get be lowered on the price level. The second question, ma'am,
Thanks.
what you have told, you have asked that right now the human interventions are required to judge the result what it giving to you. So again, the maturity of AI, as you seen, the AI learns with the results only. So if we have a vast data, then we can able to predict or have a judgment on a sure basis. But we when in the initial stage right now, we don't have that much data with us. So somewhere the human interventions or human learning is required. So basically, right now we have to teach the machine system or AI system that how to just go on with the correct aspects of the results. So afterward, when it will be worse with the results and knowingly the things, it will do it in a sure manner. And even in future, the human intervention is not even required for checking the results. That is my perspective.
Professor
Yeah,
Ravi, with your permission, I would like to intervene if you allow.
yeah, please, sir.
Professor Medavni, Mas-
Medhavi, yeah, Medhavi.
Medhavi, Professor Medhavi, uh, artificial intelligence is getting mature day by day. But this is what I think, in my opinion, it can't never surpass human brain. The complexity of human brain has not been understood till date by scientists, and artificial intelligence has been created by human brain. So yes, it is not going to create a job loss type of situation, but it is going to create a different type of opportunity where you require different skill set. If you remember way back when Rajiv Gandhi, our late prime minister, who introduced computers, one of our prominent opposition leader, he was a very great poet and very nice person, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. He drove bullock cart into parliament to show his protest that this is going to kill the jobs. And look what we are now. So computer has uplifted us at a different point. Similarly, AI is not going to replace human. AI is going to provide an extended support to take better decisions, and it can never surpass human intellectual capacity. Yes, in job market we are supposed to change our skill over the year, and that is written in the Gita. Every day we are supposed to change everything with respect to time, with respect to person, with respect to individual. We are supposed to change ourselves, our thought process. So the nature of job, the skill which is required by industry, by academia will change. That will change. If we'll stick on one, then definitely we'll think, Professor, that AI is not going to become a substitute of human, but it is going to a helping hand for the humans.
Yeah, definitely, sir. You're absolutely right. If we even observe right now, as I told you that with the help of AI, you can have the advertisement popping up in front of your browser according to your choice. So that is not even replacing, but it is giving a better scenario to use the technology. Technology is never to replace you. It is just to be support you.
Yeah. Professor, there's another question
Yeah,
which
please.
one of my student is asking. He's also organizer and helping in the system. Arun is asking question. Thank you, Arun, for the question. So question is, where are the missing masses? Article by this letter gives an insight into how humans delegate their work to the technology and find another work. So I think it's not question, is trying to get it out that how come it is applicable, how come AI can provide extended and self helping hand to solve the problem. This is what Arun you
Uh,
would like to say.
yes, that was actually an extension for whatever Medvi Singh has asked.
Yeah.
I just provided
Yes.
an article. I just provided an article for her to look into, and I have a question.
Yeah,
Yes,
please,
sir.
please.
Professor, you have mentioned artificial intelligence would automate large part of foreign policy, and in 2017 also China has announced in its white paper saying that yes, it
Yeah,
would
yeah,
actually get artificial intelligence into its foreign policy making. Yet
yes.
I don't understand how significant is that, and in what aspects artificial intelligence can help in foreign policy making.
Sir, actually, I have even gone through that paper of China where it is basically depicting the making the foreign policies according to the machine learning kind of thing. And basically, sir, the machine or right now it is not able to do the things with its own. Right now you have to provide the thing. So in my aspect, uh, even the machine learning concepts will giving a profound kind of policy making, but implementation of that is being in the hand of the human. So uh, I don't know even that whether what will the result of that machine learning process given to the president of China, but how he is going to implement is in another way of the human intervention. So machine learning is a support to them, and whether they have to follow the result or not, it is on their own their own mind and all.
Professor,
So
with your permission, I would like to add something.
yeah,
Can
please,
I?
sir. Yeah, please.
Arun, what happened? No, this government, which is being framed, which is being elected, they are not the permanent. No. It's a democratic country. There are few democratic country. Still, what happened? The government changes, or the leader changes, and when a leader comes, they have a different policy frame in their mind. They are not going to change entire regulation, but their strategic intervention, their strategic policy has been modified. If you remember, when Obama was a president of US, the policy towards India was different. When the current one, he became when Obama got replaced by the uh,
Trump.
Trump. What happened is the policy which changes across over the globe for other countries got changed. Now, what is expected? What Obama or what Trump may take action if somebody knows in advance they can design these policies which is going to get benefit for them. So what happened? Machine learning tool will try to even understand, will provide a platform you that how this leader has behaved in past, how when this leader was in the power, how the international affairs, how the import export, how the GDP of our countries has affected. You can keep all those things consolidated on a platform, and then you can think to modify, you can think to make your policy accordingly for that particular country. But that is at worst stage. Arun?
Yes, I get it now.
Yeah. Professor Ravi, Joelji is asking one question. His
Yes, sir.
question is that when we use machine learning algorithms or like these data science tool in the field of legal research, are these tools fall under the preview of methodology? Is it correct to say that my legal research use data science or ML as a methodology, or there is something else?
Yeah, that can be even a tool. Moreover, it will be a tool. Data sciences is a tool, and if we treat about the algorithms, they are the methodology. So likewise, if you are implementing a specific algorithm for doing the analytics, that is your methodology. But basically, data science or machine learning is a tool which help you in doing the research. So we can say it that the algorithms which are being used in the machine learning can be your methodology.
Professor, with your permission, I would like to
Yeah,
ask one question. This is
yeah.
not a question, even just observation. So yesterday I was reading something and I found that there was very established magazines, two magazines which was established in 1836 and 1800, the medical sciences. They publish a data. Before that, in Australia, there was a publication by the ministry, and it says that hydrochloroquine and another medicine which was effective in COVID. And then what happened across the globe? This hydrochloroquine and other medicine demand was raised
Yeah.
there, and then US has asked to us that place. We were the biggest exporter. Recently,
Mhm.
what happened in the US, there's a firm by Mr. Sapan, I think Sapan Thakur or someone else. So that company, they provided data of almost 93,000 persons and hospitals and recorded across the globe, and that two well-established research uh, journals and those who are reputed worldwide, established in 1836, they published their report on the basis of that data. And the conclusion was that this hydrochloric, this medicine and the other medicine that has no significant impact on COVID. And just after that, WHO, World Health Organization, has declared that there is no meaning of using it. And then what happened? People start raising question. Even Australian ministry, they have raised question that we have never shared this data from the hospital. And then there was some fault in the data, and then question arises. Then the significance of the and relevance and significance of entire report were questioned. And after that, on 4th, I think 4th June, WHO again came and they told that no, whatever we said that was not, and hydrochloric medicine is it may be effective. So entire scenario, it has given us information. If our input, if garbage in, then it is going to garbage out.
Yeah, definitely.
So how come we can design a system in such a way that whenever there is a wrong data, is it possible? Let's suppose there's a wrong information is being provided into the system, then definitely we are providing our system, and we are training our system on the wrong data.
Definitely.
So whether in that case AI will automatically detect it, or this is what the human task to provide right set of information.
Sir, right now, even for detecting a thing that whether it is accurate or wrong, even you need the past data. So because AI have not the capability right now, even of the human being, to judge something right now with its own. So as the data you will provide on that the basis only, it will give you the results. So right now, even means in the present scenario, it is not that much efficient right now to judge the data. The human intervention is required right now, but in future I can't say. It might be the future where the AI develops itself and able to judge whether a data is
Then it might be very useful. I don't know. We would love to use AI tool for testing the fake news, which is widely available now. Any question? Any participant? We have crossed the time limit even. Any question? Any participant? If not, then I would like to say thanks to Professor Ravi. Any question? Anyone? Arun, you are the young person and you are the key person. Why don't you summarize and say thanks to Ravi, Professor Ravi? Arun.
Yes.
Since there are no questions, please summarize and please say thank you notes to Professor Ravi. Then I'll end the session. Can you hear me, Arun?
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes. First, thanks a lot to Professor Ravi for giving us insights into what is machine learning and what are its use cases. And what we have understood from our discussion is that machine learning is a field of study that provides computers an ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without explicitly being programmed. And I understood that the technique behind this machine learning is to automate the creation of analytical algorithms and to make them learn continuously with the help of available data. And I would like to add that from 2006, this machine learning has picked up the pace in data analytics industry. I guess that's because of the introduction of deep learning technique by Geoffrey Hinton's paper. And we have discussed machine learning applications in search engines and voice assistants, stock markets, in policy, international affairs, public policies, medicine, legal aspects, and many more. And in a nutshell, if I want to say, all the systems which tag themselves to artificial intelligence are using machine learning algorithms in their basic functionalities.
So,
And
yeah, please.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think using these machine learning techniques on our platform is much more important. First, because of it is an open platform, and further, Kaggle survey has established that R is by far the most used machine learning tool. And with this, I believe that we'll have another session with Professor Ravi so that we can have a hands-on experience on our language and we can build our own machine learning tools and make our own techniques using R. Thank you very much, Mr. Ravi Krishan Pandey, for being with us today.
Thank you, Arun. And Professor Ravi, I would like to say big thanks to you from the side of all of my participants. It was a nice session where you gave us exposure about the basics of machine learning. I'm really thankful to you the way you have translated these technical terms for all of us. And I'll seeking your help and guidance again for few sessions specifically where you can demonstrate us few R codes of machine learning and your understanding, because it is indeed important to amalgamate this machine learning with the research aspects, and it is going to create wonders, and it's going to provide a basic platform to all of our researchers. So thank you very much, Professor. And Office of Doctoral Studies is thankful to you for your kind acceptance and sparing time, and we'll again bother you for few more sessions. Thank you very much. Thank you all participants. Yeah, thank you all participants. Thank you for being here, sparing your time, and I hope that we learn a bit, and this journey will continue. From Office of Doctoral Studies, we are going to have another set of session in near future, and that is I think next one is on 15th. On 15th, Professor that's a Dr. C. Sundar Raman. He is going to talk on presentation skills. That is presentation mastery. This is for research scholars, a new way to excel in the presentation skill. And after that, there are three very important talks are there. One is scheduled on 16, other is scheduled on I think 18, and one is on 17. So I'll tell you something about on 16th. We are going to have Mr. Vijay Sardana, who is independent director of Navkishan Financial Service of NABARD and is a board of member of SEBI, is advocate in the Delhi High Court, and he is also the person who provide consultancy to the government. Right now, if you remember, there's a new form produce state commission ordinance has came. He was the key person behind designing everything. So I requested him to talk on the same thing. I requested him that why don't you talk on new form produce, trade and commerce audience, which is whether it is creating a new investment opportunities in this post-COVID era. So he'll talk on this topic on 16, whereas Mr. Vishal Pandey, who is the director in Glasgow Consulting Group from Dubai, UAE, will talk about the role of marketing research as a career option. And then on 18th, I invited a celebrated professor. His timing is different. He is going to start from 11:45 to onwards. He will talk about is research on country-specific problem the only way to develop the nation. And he is a very famous professor. His name is Professor Gaurav Vallabh. He is a professor of finance from Accelerate Jamshedpur. And he was a person who asked Mr. Samit Patra the question that how many zeros are there in 5 trillion economy. He is a spokesperson of Congress, National Congress, and he fought election in front of Raghubar Das in Odisha also. So he is a very nice professor, very good professor, and he is going to talk about the contextuality of the research country. So whether the research on country-specific problem is the only way to create a developed nation, is going to talk on this. So we are going to have few more sessions. I'll share all these details with you. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Professor Ravi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I'm going to end the session. Before that, I'll request if you all can end the session one by one so that we can end the session in the last.